Anyways, now we are on to Cat's account. As for Cat, let's see, what do we need? Okay, for Wuwa, their aim is to get S or SS. Alright, sure. Okay, first and foremost, let's see what team they use. Zenny Phoebe team. Alright, so this token right here is a trap. This, when the burning wave state becomes permanent, sounds really good on paper. However, it requires you to actually reach that burning wave state first. So if you have enough damage, this is absolutely amazing. If you don't have enough damage to clear, I think, the first 3 waves, then this is a trap. So for most people, this is definitely a trap. So actually what you want to use is Plunderer's Captain Seal, which is way better. Alternatively, if you're like somewhere in between, you could consider Reveler's Captains. But honestly, Plunderer's Captain Seal is just way too good. As for this other team, there's a lot of fusions and not a lot of healing. So that's why the Plunderer's Captain Seal isn't that strong here. So to tell how your enemies are what element resistant, right? You can just look at their elements over here. So Snip Snap, Fusion, Abyssal Gladius, Glacial, Fusion Warrior, Chop Chop, Fusion. So when you see Fusion, you kind of don't want to use Fusion Resonators unless you have no other choice, because Fusion on Fusion is just Fusion Resistance plus Glacial Resistance. Second half, Fusion Resistance and Spectral Resistance. So that's something you might want to keep in mind when you have more Resonators in your roster. And now let's actually go and check out the roster. Oh wow, that's quite a healthy amount of Resonators. Okay, let's see. Shopkeeper, 250% energy regen. Perfect. Call of the Abyss. Do we have variation? We do. So if you can use variation, I highly recommend variation, because Resident Skill Cast restores 8 Concerto energy, and this allows you to get your rotation faster, especially with Shopkeeper. Real account? I don't think so. Probably like S0 with maybe some R. You know what? I think this might be a fish account. It's like minimal spending. Well, what do you call that again? Blue Knight subscription. Aha. Minimal spending. Recommended. Huh. Okay. I guess it's minimal spending for the characters they like, and then quite a bit of, maybe quite a lot of luck. But because you see that how some don't really have the signature weapons, only like the specific few, like Brand, amazing, DD, yeah, Carlotta with trading pistols. You know, this is kind of diabolical. Carlotta with trading pistols, but her good friend has the signature weapon. Okay. But yeah, this is not a whale account. This is a fish account. A well-to-do. Okay, let's continue. Yeah, energy regen. Yep, I said that already. So don't really need to look at anything else. If you can variation, that would be great. But let's continue looking. Zenny with 55. Could be a little more. With this Eternal Radiance set, you get another additional like 20%. So you'll be at 75%, which is okay. Nice. Okay, yeah, this one not double crit, but with the energy regen 120 is okay. Might want to go for a crit rate though. This one's 3-5, nice. Aha, okay. So I think between these two, right, if you have the chance to upgrade your Echo, you probably might want to change your Morning X first. Because your energy regen which sits at a nice 120%. You want to keep that energy regen at 120%. So if this Morning Axe has energy regen, so let's say crit damage, crit rate, and energy regen, then you can consider replacing this. Otherwise, just like if the Morning Axe just like crit damage, crit rate, and maybe another stat like heavy, then you might want to keep this. Color touch shares with Mortefi, I guess so. This one is amazing. This one could use some work as well. Double crit, nice. Lowest roll crit damage, second lowest roll crit rate, could be better. But this is not bad, not bad. Ooh, S1 Zenny. Okay, 50% more spectral damage. More damage is always nice. Luminous Hind. So you're using the Moonlit to buff Zenny, which is okay, nice. I think in this case, you could probably afford to invest. I mean, if you can, you could probably afford to invest a little more in these two, so that Phoebe might do a little bit more damage. Wow, 21% with nothing else is just rude. But honestly, I would suggest you to only focus on Phoebe when you have nothing else to raise. But yeah, if Phoebe has a little bit more Moonlit and investment, she can do a bit more damage, which might help your sending out a bit in Wuwa. As for Changli, okay, Blazing Brilliance. You probably want more crit rate. Yeah, you want a lot more crit rate, huh? Crit damage, crit rate, crit rate. Oh wow, this is very nice. Very, very nice. When you get 21% crit damage, honestly, and then honestly, you just pray for a lowest roll crit rate and the echo will still be amazing. 21% crit damage is super hard to hit. This one's alright. This one needs some work. This one is double crit is okay. So probably you want to replace this and replace this. These two are really hurting your crit rate because you don't have crit rate on both of them. Brand, 250% energy regen, okay. Unflickering Valor, signature weapon. Crit damage. Wow, this is hard to replace. But you will need more crit rate since you are not using Shorekeeper with them. Now, if you're not using Shorekeeper with Brand, then you might want more crit rate. Okay, so probably replace this with crit with one more crit rate, cause you have no choice to, since this one is freaking amazing. No way you're gonna get a 5/5 unless you get super lucky and luck out, which is honestly very difficult. This one, oh my god. Yeah, this goes to show why Brand is so difficult to build. Because you can get 3/5, and if you're lacking crit rate, then you kind of suffer a lot with the non-crits, like this 50% crit rate, which is kind of like what you don't really want to see. So I think if I were you, and if I have to build Brands again, I may consider going energy regen with this three cost over here, so that I have a bit more leeway to work with for double crit and attack percentage or energy regen. Give up on trying to get energy regen for Brand. Yeah, Brand is just way too expensive, so you really have to grind for Brand. Or go with double energy regen, so you have more options for your substats to work with. Thing is, when you build fusion and energy regen, you are also kind of limiting yourself to, I need to get 3/5 with 3 specific stats, double crit and energy regen, to hit the type breaking courage of 250 energy regen. And if you don't, this 5/5 stat becomes wasted. He said 260% ER. Well, you hit it. 20% ER is not very big in the grand scheme of things. He at least deals decent damage. Yep. But it's like, it's more of this build right here. 1 fusion, 1 energy regen. on when you on hypothetical on a hypothetical build, it does way more damage. But this limits you to your substats needing to have energy regen on like almost all the echoes. Yeah, which is why this becomes like an issue, especially when you miss all your crit rates. So yeah, Brand is tricky to build. In my opinion, Brand is very tricky to build. For Sanhua, I will honestly always like choose to go Overture because I want Sanhua in and out of the field instantly. So Emerald of Genesis works, but honestly, I will always go with Overture. Just with Overture, what you can literally do is skill, ulti, heavy, rotate off the field. 5 seconds, all done in an instant. Huh. Heron's pretty good. And then the rest is kind of like very Moonlit standard. Okay. Wait, hold on. Is Sanhua S6? Yeah, she is. S6 Sanhua, the flex tape of Wuwa. Just use her in any team that needs anyone. 60% crit rate. Autumn Trace. Okay, Autumn Trace. This Autumn Trace is the Battle Pass weapon. Crit damage. Aha. Honestly, if I were you, I would go for crit rate False Sovereign. I would like for my Augusta's last hit to crit. Because the last hit critting is very important. If your last hit ain't critting, then you'll be missing everything. Which is just like, bruh. There's a better pass weapon out there now for her. Yeah, Aureate Zenith, which is the counterpart to which is the other battle pass weapon. I think this might have been from Jiyan before they just took it off Jiyan. Might be why. Anyways, electro damage bonus, double crit, nice. Crit rate, energy regen, need some work, especially when 130%. Honestly, if you can do a bit of quick swap, 120% is enough. You just need to rotate a little bit more. Oh my god. the echo economy for Augusta is not that good, huh? Okay, so I think if you really want to improve Augusta, I would say probably redo the Aero Predator, followed by Violet Heron, and then this is a bit difficult to choose. Maybe the Fusion Warrior, probably Violet Feathered Heron, the Nightmare version, followed by False Sovereign. And for Augusta, you want to get as much levels as you can on her Resonance Celebration. Alright, Cartetia. It's a very low crit rate. The Firestone, 44111. Okay, you have crit rate, 1 crit damage, and then rip. The rest of the stats are just rip. Crit damage. Okay, this one is a good echo. You have 3 stats, 3-5, double crit, perfectly fine. Energy regen, crit damage. I think I see why now. You have crit damage all the way, but no crit rate. Yeah, this is gonna pose a bit of a problem with your crit rate. If I were to redo right, you will have to give up on your 19.8 crit damage, which is a pity, but you definitely need to find your crit. Because if you're not critting, then your whole entire 276% crit damage stat is cosmetic. You need to crit for your crit damage stat to work. So I will honestly prefer that if you are able to like somehow get more crit rate. Yeah. So I would say work on this Fleur-de-Lis Echo. Then probably work on this two first. Hopefully get your double crit. And then before moving on to the energy regen. because you want to keep your energy regen around 115, 120% for Cloudycat. You're doing well, how am I? I'm great, thank you. Chacona, Woodland area. Okay, we don't have a stray Havoc Prism this time. if you know, you know. Double crit, okay, fine. Resonance Liberation, crit damage. Missing crit rate again. Honestly, with low crit damage, I would say just reroll. If you have a high crit damage and another stat, could potentially keep it, but 13.8, 12.6 and 13.8 are pretty low. This one's great. Max roll crit rate, low mid roll crit damage, but when you have max roll of crit rate or crit damage and you just have like another crit stat to follow, it's honestly good enough. Liberation, attack, lowest roll crit rate, okay, fine. Crit damage, attack, resistance, liberation, okay. So yeah, I will work on this one, followed by probably like maybe this one, and then this one. Because also for Chikuna, right, you want more energy regen. Ideally 130% so that she can get her ult back in time. Very important for Chikuna to be able to get her ult back in time during her rotations. Otherwise you'll be spending a lot more time trying to get her ult back for Cloudycat, which is going to be a problem in Wuwa as well. Okay, so I'll assume that Carlotta is using the Static Mist. Or maybe actually no, Woodland area is better cause attack increased by 12%. So with 36 is 71. Okay. Nice. Double crit attack. High crit damage. One more stat. Okay. Not too bad. Double crit. Okay. 3 stats. Lowest roll crit rate. Possible. This one. Okay. Also possible. These aren't the worst echoes so far, so I would say that don't really need to work on them until you do. Until you do. But for now, you really need to work on getting your Cloudycat's crit rate up. And maybe like a bit more energy regen on Chikuna. Otherwise, you're really gonna struggle. And some more crit rate on Brand and Changli will always be nice as well. Camellia has Race Spring. Wow, even with Race Spring, the crit rate is kind of abysmally low. Okay, replace this one. You need crit rate. High crit damage, energy regen. Camellia, I think only needs 110. Yeah, because I remember Camellia doesn't really need a lot of energy regen, so you could work with 110%. So this one, maybe if you can, try to replace. 3 stats, nice. 2 stats, not so nice. 3 stats, somewhat better. I think if I were you, I would try to replace this and this. But Camellia has kind of like, and this. So probably like 1, 2, and then 3. And she's not landing her big nuke, which is going to really cripple her damage. Especially now that Camellia has kind of like fallen off in Wuwa. So I would say you probably don't need to build Camellia for now. 向你要 Birdie's handle, nice. Okay. Max crit damage, attack percentage, no crit rate, oof. Oh, this is a 4-5. This is very nice. Hello, Luna. How's my days? It's great. How's yours? 4-5 is great. 3-5 is also great. This 3-5 as well is also great. And oh my god. If you can't, probably replace this one. This one is lowest roll and lowest roll. kind of like, oof. Yeah, your crit rates are always hurting you. Oh no, this is another 40% crit rate. No, not like this. If you're using Luminous Heim, it's not too bad. Moonlight to wow, very cracked stats for Moonlit. Moonlit Yinlin. Yeah, okay, nice. Nice. I won't really comment too much on Moonlit. Because Moonlit, you wouldn't really focus too much on Moonlit. You don't know. I do clear for others that recently I've been a little bit bored. I'm just like, alright, sure, I'll help other people clear their Weaver. Them not getting String Master really hurts. English go brrr. Have all sub DPS on Moonlit, yeah. Moonlit is the go-to for sub DPSs. I don't think we will be required to talk much about Jian. Because Jian also kind of like, fell off-ish. Sort of. And I don't think they really work on Jian that much. Because there's not... None of the echoes have double crits. So, yeah. We shall not talk about Jian. For Verena, Fusion Accretion. Okay, so you have two choices here. It's either give variation to Verena or you give variation to Shopkeeper. Variation is the go-to for when you have Verena, Baizhi, and Shopkeeper so that you can quickly get their rotation off the field. For Verena, you kind of want to hit around 200% energy regen so that you can better get her out back energy regen. Maybe... I think if you have variation maxed out, you have enough energy regen already. So I think for the other stats, you can get energy regen over here. And then one thing to note is that Bellborn, while great, I would say you only want to use Bellborn with Carstathia or when you're doing Hologram and you are taking a lot of damage. Because Bellborn, the shield only lasts 3 hits. So once you get hit 3 times, the 50% damage reduction and more importantly, the 10% damage boost goes missing. For Fallacy, however, Fallacy you get to keep that 10% attack and 10% energy regen for that whole 20 seconds even if you get hit. So that's why I would say that yeah, you only want to use Bellborn with Cartathia or Hologram. That's pretty much about it. Arrow, sure. The pack. Oh, did you know that if you don't want to use like Rejuvenating Glow Rover, you could also go with Windward Pilgrimage for Rover to do more damage. But that depends on your own preference. You got cold. Regional C have weird weather this month. Yeah, please take care. Our weathers have been really weird. Like earlier today for me, I had sun. It was sunny and raining at the same time, which is just like, what? But I think in other places there's like typhoons, so I really hope that everyone who's being affected by the natural disaster is safe and sound. And then for everyone else who's like under the weather, please take care of yourselves. English going brrr today. If you're S2 at least, you would definitely do it. Attack. Yeah, okay. Not much to comment about for Rover. So when you get S2 Verena, she'll get a power spike, and that's something that you will definitely want to look forward to. Her rotation will become even faster, and with variation, you can probably get her off the field in like 3 seconds rather than 5 seconds, which is plenty amazing. And I would say your Lumi is probably used with Carlotta. Probably on Moonlit set as well. Yep, okay. Why is it training Broadblade? Why is it trading Broadblade? Maybe Discord would work better. Yeah, nothing much to comment about. Oh, this is nice. But yeah, nothing much to comment about Mullet. Because support set. Motefi, Moonlit as well. What the? 4-5 for support Moonlit. I see that's where all your rolls went. All into Motefi. Okay. Alright, cool. Is there a queue for this? First come, first served. Just DM me in Discord or TikTok. And then I'll just review as the queue comes along. Okay, let's see. What teams are we gonna use? I would say that honestly, even if they have pretty low crit rates, I would still go with Carthethia, Verena, and Chacona. Then we'll use Plunderer's Captain Seal, and hopefully just hopefully crit on the important hits. Danny, Shopkeeper, PD. Alright. Carthethia, Skill, Echo, to Chacona, do the basic attack until the second 40 bars full, back to Verena, and then back to Chacona. That's the opening rotation that you want to do. And heavy skill, and then skill again, swap to Verena to do her mid-air attack, and swap to Verena, do her skill and ulti, then back to Fleur. Boom. And Carthethia do her basic attack, AV skill, at the height of her skill, swap over to Chacona. Yeah, so now we are seeing a bit of a problem with Chacona where she does not have enough regen to keep up with the rotation. So that's something you kind of want to keep in mind. So that's why 130% energy regen Chacona will be way better over here. Baby. And back to Chacona. Use the ulti. Can use Verena over here. Q. Okay. We'll see if we can. For Wuwa, it can offset by just killing more mobs. Their Chacona is at 100% energy regen, so killing more mobs is not enough. They're gonna need 120% to offset it by killing more mobs. The 100% ain't cutting it. They both cost the same energy to liberate. I think it depends also, because I feel like some, while like if you look at Baizhi and Shopkeeper, right, and Verena, they all have the same energy to liberate also. But somehow, like for Verena, it's way easier to get liberation than Shopkeeper when you don't have their when you start off without their intro. Something that I noticed lah. So it also depends on the energy generation of their actions, their attacks as well. Hey, don't carry me like that. Ah, my god. Can you guys stop carrying me? So annoying. And the types of hits to gain more energy, yep. Boom. But anyways, for the account, I'm just looking to S rank it. So I guess hopefully you can make it all. Oh yeah, good. I think that Zenny is strong enough. Let's hope that we can get enough. I don't know, man. Let's try. We're getting close. No, that chop is so far away. Okay, so that means we'll definitely have to retry this one. We just need enough time to clear all the way to the 7th, or alternatively if we can try enough. No, I'm just trying to get S. SSS I don't think is that possible for this account. Hello Tigerboo, thank you for the follow. Yeah, just max reward for me.
滅びを告げるクリコ。開演の時間だ。風よ集え。終止符を打とう。や食潮風よ吹き荒れろ。や神の恩寵。ご清聴ありがとう。そうプレリュードはカレー。ご清聴ありがとう。縮まる。悔い改めろ。神速分滅。打点する荒波。美しい葉。この詩をフィナーレに捧げよう。さあしろ。共に戦おう。日向ぼっこの時間ですよ。境界。は滅びを告げるこの一振りで悪は滅ぼそう。やった悪党は沈みなす。ご清聴ありがとう。そうプレリュードは美しいハーモニー。海よこの身を
I think this
包
is
め。
okay.
汚れを払え。共に戦おう。
What the? I get hit back.
破滅の一撃お見せします。
Die! Okay, I think this is gonna be very possible. If I don't choke on the second half, can really.
答えてください。破壊。神聖を授ける。入力。最初の五角光の結晶よ。恩寵をお与えください。浄化の日これが切り裂く最初の祝福です。いつまでもグズグズしてはいられない。さあ邪魔だどけ。やっ最初の五角神
Ah,
罰です。
messed up really. Never mind. We try to continue with this and see how far we can go.
これが最初の祝福です。アドアスト入力。最初の五加護救済をもたらす青い鳥よ。神どうか私の声を。さあ少し遊んでやろう。この身をもって誓いをなす。邪魔だどけ。尻とかせ。邪魔だどけ。星の歌よ。入力。最初の五加護。これが最初の祝福です。任せたよ。静粛に浄化の光。インペラトルの波置いて。もうすぐ退勤時間だ。まとめてこい。対のちぎりを告げる。答えてください。邪魔だどけ。アドアスト入力。最初の五角光の結晶よ。恩寵をお与えください。これが最初の祝福。いつまでもグズグズしてはい
Gotta
ら
go,
れない。
man. We gotta go. Go time. Okay, barely made it. Barely made it. Good enough. Good enough. Ah, that's for your account. I hope you've learned something, or maybe like I mean If you don't, well, at least at least we still made it with the 4.5. So yeah. I think the most important thing that if you ever do take away anything is that crit rates are also very important. I need your characters to have more crit rates all across the board. They all desperately need more crit rates. Because if your crit rates aren't critting, then the crit damage stat is nothing is nothing but a cosmetic stat. So yeah. Anyways, happy gaming, Rovers, and I'll see you in the next video.